Hello everyone, my name is Sarah Ritt. I'm an artist and a tarot reader, and I am in the process of creating something entirely new. Something said the other day, what if you read with some of your artwork? And so I've created kind of an open-ended, not deck of cards, but smaller pieces of artwork that are kind of their own set and just this past day that I've been reading intuitively with in conjunction with my other cards. So let's see how this goes. I went ahead and pulled some cards. I wanted you to see my process of pulling cards because I know that that is a thing. I know that some people worry that because you can't see what I'm doing, that I'm not being honest in some way, and that kind of stuck in my brain. I feel like you guys would most likely be able to intuit that what I'm saying I am receiving, and it's honest and it's good and it is what it is. But also, I thought it'd be nice if you got to see my process of choosing the cards, because that is also very special to me. And yeah, so that is that. This is this. And yeah, today's reading, like all of the other ones I ever do, it also pertains just as much to me as it will for those of you that resonate with the message. So what I'm getting is that some of us, are a little bit stuck in our thinking. And actually what's coming to me here with this card, as well as Wheel of Fortune reversed, these two together, what I'm realizing is that it's hard not to want to adhere to one definition we give ourselves for making progress and living life successfully. And there are so many other ways to allow that to happen that don't even involve doing it. So that's actually, yeah, that's an interesting message that just came to me. The other cards, just as interesting. We have some water. We have Page of Cups here, next to King of Cups. And the words that are coming to me are also just really funny. Man boy, because pages are really youthful energy. But here, this reading, these two are paired together. This is very old, wise, experienced energy. They're the same element, they're water. I feel as if they're kind of, it's just so funny the way those words came to me. I feel as if this is an interesting pairing of older and younger energies together. And maybe it's that sometimes we really know a lot more, but maybe even that's a little bit too simple to say it that way. But I feel as if what's coming to me is that this is about a balance between the wisdom of this energy and then the sparkle of this energy, because there's something very special about Page of Cups and his creativity, his whimsy, his ability to know things far beyond his years, because again, he's young, but cups are water and water goes deep, and so the wisdom of water goes deep. So with King of Cups, you have a very specific kind of wisdom, and then with Page of Cups, you also have that I want to say in the form of psychic knowing, intuitiveness, not necessarily concerning yourself with the ways of the world, but allowing yourself to just be in the moment, and really the lightheartedness of that, and so interesting the way the messages are coming to me here. It's about a balance between the lightheartedness of this and the worldly experience of this. And so he's probably got his own definition for what is success and what is moving forward with one's life. He's busy living life in the spontaneity of the moment. So, yeah, I guess it's maybe a balance between the two. Whereas when we're stuck in this energy of feeling it has to be a certain way, that progress has to be a certain way, that we define it in very rigid terms, we trap ourselves. So, yeah, so that's going on. That's interesting. And then we've got the Empress here. This is another kind of creative abundance, and an ability to kind of command that for ourselves and really own our power that much more fully. I mean, this is like divine feminine energy. It's earthly. This energy speaks to Venus and Taurus, which is an earth sign, the sensuality of all of that. And then also there is that divine element, you know, and just in the way she has her ankh here, which is a symbol for eternal life. And so there is this kind of there's a lot of juiciness in this energy, and kind of maybe a more earthy spirituality going on as well. And she is also paired with Three of Pentacles reversed. This energy is all about teamwork and communication, and interesting that they're both threes. So there's also just that theme of communication going on. And I feel like what I'm getting from these two today is that it's kind of all about the self in a way, in a good way, that this is a time in which we have the ability to really embrace the things that we're passionate about and kind of be unto ourselves with whatever processes those entail. So, yeah. And then also, this is one of my creations, and it's interesting because what I'm finding as I read with these is, like the cards, but even a little bit more pronounced, different aspects of them speak to me in different ways at different times. And so here I'm actually just getting, with these beautiful reds and greens, that balance between heart, you know, green along with pink, that's the heart chakra, and root chakra. So interesting that these energies are coupled with water, which is inherently not grounded, but I'm just getting this feeling of, I guess it's a continuation of the theme of balance here. So we've got the younger, more intuitive energy paired with the kind of worldly wise and structured energy of the king. You know, kings are also air, so he's actually a mixture of air and water, so he's balancing both of these. So there's a balance just with him, there's a balance with these two energies of younger and older. Here our flow is blocked, right? Because again, we're needing to define how we succeed today in a really rigid ways that don't necessarily work. Whereas this is telling us to go with the flow, which water is literally flow. So to go with the flow, to find our balance. And yeah, I feel like actually what I'm getting here too is there's a really beautiful balance in this one, again, between heart chakra here and root chakra. And then those two create something else that's kind of transcendent. And with white, you have this kind of embodiment of all colors. What's coming to me actually is all elements. Also just this feeling of divine energy once again. And so what's interesting about this card, this little, I called it a card, this artwork that's kind of standing in for a card, this artwork that I'm interpreting, it felt unusually solid as a structure as I was building and creating it. And just last night, and it feels to me very house-like. There's something that emerges from the parts themselves that transcends it, which I know it's not. I know this is not my original idea. I know this is a thing, right? But also, I'm very much getting that vibe here. You know, it's so these two energies have come together and built something broader and more transcendent that's also very solid, that's very structured, but also divine and beyond the structure. And maybe that's what's going on here too, is that we have the ability to really harmonize different aspects of ourselves. And we also have the ability to really get stuck in the need for a rigid structure that we define that doesn't really work with our natural flow. So once again, and I feel like this is so often a theme in my readings, we have the choice to go that way or to let in balance and flow, you know, and even as it's not necessarily about working with other people today, it could be, but the way this reads to me, it's that much more about really owning our individual power that still links up with divine energy, which again is bigger and broader and kind of all-encompassing. But yeah, it's not so much about functioning directly as a team as it is about internalizing that divine connection and really owning it differently. And as we do that, we then gain the ability to, word that's coming to me actually is unify. We then gain the ability to unify our varied parts into something that becomes transcendent. And then we really allow ourselves to tune into our divine energy, our infinite energy, which again, eternal life right here, you know? So yeah, that is my maybe rather long-winded experimental reading of the day. I will say I'm really happy with the direction that my divine guidance inspired me to go in as I created something new that I can incorporate into my readings. Because I do find that these little works of art help sharpen my reading in a way. So even as it might seem a little bit more open-ended, there's something clarifying about it to me. I hope that these messages resonate with all of you, or some of you. I hope that the takeaway is helpful, no matter how that lands. And yeah, I'm excited to create more videos and show you more of my artwork as I read with it in the process. So stay tuned for more of that. I will also say I'm really happy with the direction that my Patreon is going in. Patreon is a really wonderful platform that allows me as an artist and creator to receive support from those of you who are in the right place to make monthly contributions to myself and to this channel. It's wonderful too because I really get to set the parameters of what the range of donation is, which is awesome. You can donate as little as $1 a month, and when you do that, you have access to exclusive content that I post in kind of a Facebook feed of one, is the way I think of it. So different videos, different thoughts, different ideas, and also just a really lovely little community of people that are coming together. And then, yeah, the range is $1, $5, $10. Some of you are pledging more because you're awesome that way, and I so appreciate your generosity. And yeah, I will, for those of you interested, I will post the link down below. It's been a project that I've really enjoyed doing, that has unfolded in a really beautiful way, and so I do feel the need to mention it every time at the end of each video, just to keep putting the word out there. So it won't be for all of you, and that's okay too. No content here will diminish. This will just keep growing and expanding as everything else comes together with projects like Patreon for me as well. So I hope that you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.